not allowed pointy objects.
Hello you! Joining me today on a little trip around the Scottish borders. You've heard me complain almost every video that the stock seat was pretty much crucifying me. It was horrific. It was really bad. Anyway, I held out and waited for a seat to come up that I can purchase, and absolutely hit the nail on the head with the purchase I've got. I bought a second-hand seat, and it's a Russell Daylong, and okay, Augury says it looks horrific. I don't care. It's how it treats me backside. Man, it is an absolute step change away from the original seat. I can actually do a full tank range now without getting out of the saddle, which I did when I came back from Augury's in January. So yeah, that's great. I'm really pleased about that. And this 1,000-mile ride that we'll be doing in June for the Royal British Legion in association with the Iron Butt Association will be a real test of the seat, I think. But I pity Paul on his phaser, because he's got the stock seat on his phaser, so I don't know how he's going to cope. But that's a him problem, not a me problem. In fact, I'm sure. Strange enough, speaking of saddle time, since I purchased this bike in June of last year, I've done 2,300 miles, I think. I looked at the MOT. I got the bike MOT'd, or the bike was MOT'd on the same day that I picked it up, and of course they record the mileage at MOT. So it's very simply a case of me getting online, checking the MOT centre's mileage record at the day I picked it up, and then seeing how many miles I've done now. And I think I've done 2,300 something. And it's quite a high mileage bike. It's 73,800 miles. Another FGR. And I picked it up with 71,000 miles. But you would never know it. Well, you would never know when the bike's washed. Yeah, so happy with the bike now. Starting to really enjoy riding Sleipnir. There was a lot of work to do when I bought her. She was obviously cheap for a reason. And despite the fact she seemed to be owned by people who were moneyed up, money folk, don't you know? I mean, you know, they were well off, definitely. There was lots of things that needed sorting. The front suspension was the biggest thing. I cannot believe that somebody'd spent that £1,000+. I think the suspension for this was £1.5 grand front and rear, plus the hundreds of pounds they spent at Maxon getting it set up. I cannot believe that somebody spent all that money on the suspension and then neglected it to the point where it was missing pretty much the oil missing on the forelegs in total was around about, I think it was around about 500 or 600 millilitres. It was over half a litre. No wonder the bike handled badly, and no wonder the headstock was loose. All that bashing that the headstock had to take because the front forks were just bottoming out all the time and transmitting that sheer impact sock, like an impact driver, straight to the headstock. What are you doing, Vauxhall? You going to sit in that white line? Yeah. So we moved that on to an Insta360 Ace Pro 2. My old pal Augury has a GoPro, which is really nice. What the fuck? Get over your own lane, idiot. Unbelievable. It's right next to him, a 300 kilogram bike, and he still decides he's going to cut the road. Old people, what do you do? What's going on with that? Probably it's filthy black, that's why. Or have we lost a... Yeah, god damn, I've lost a filter. Son of a bitch. When did that drop off? Well, I'll be damned. Well, okay. There you go. That's that ruined. We're gonna have to find a place to stop here. Let's have a look at this. I've lost an ND filter off the camera. Oh, you absolute tosser of a thing. Have I? Yes, I have. It's definitely come off. Have I got any lenses in there to protect it? Don't think I have. I'll just have to make do and mend. That's incredibly frustrating. So that's blowing off at some point. So the footage might be absolutely wrecked. Now then, is this what I think it is? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Devil's Beef Tub. And that is the meeting of these four hills. It's called the Devil's Beef Tub. In the Water River days, there was a notorious family called the Johnstons, a notorious Clan Johnston, and they would hide the cattle that they stole in there, and it said that's where they got the name from, the Devil's Beef Tub, because the Johnstons were known as devils, and that was the beef tub where they kept the stolen cattle out of sight. There's a monument there somewhere of a Covenanter, a Scottish Covenanter who was shot by dragoons as he was trying to escape. He was being chased by them. He was trying to escape up the side of the hill, and he was shot dead. And there's a monument to him there as well. Aye, but that's the Devil's Beef Tub. There you go. I didn't expect to see that today. Covered in mist and fog. It's one of the two, from what I can remember, it's one of the two originating points for the River Annan. Much like the Tyne, the River Tyne has the North Tyne and the South Tyne points of origination. The River Annan has 2 points as well, and that's where one of them is, in the Devil's Beef Tub. So there you go. It's a fine old bridge. Whoa, a little bit of a tweak on the tar snake. That was enough for the buttock to clench a bit. And here we are, Biggar. This is Greg's place. Greg will know what I'm talking about. Biggar. Biggar. It's a nice little town, this. Little villagey towny kind of thing. But where do we go next? That's the question. I'm a bit miffed I did lose the ND filters off there, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's money wasted, but it'll teach me to buy cheap. I should have paid the extra and getting the proper ones. Serves me right. Cut corners, this is what happens. Oh, I'll tell you what, the fish and chips smell good. Roadworks ahead, okay. Oh, you absolute... Oh, I knew that would happen as soon as I opened the throttle. I wonder if there's been any days this year since January the 1st where it hasn't actually rained somewhere in the UK. I can't remember too many days at home when it hasn't rained. 23 mile of motorway. Ugh. There was a road that mirrors the motorway and I really should have been on it, but it would have taken more time. And we're running out of time now to get back into the northeast of England. Yeah, the weather's rough now. I am pleased I've got some decent waterproofs on.
Rain on the windshield, fist on the dash. Breath like fire, heart beating too fast. Clouds roll in that green-gray warning sky. Knuckles wide on the wheel, I scream but I don't ask why. Static in my chest, lightning in my veins. Every scar I tried to hide glows in the pouring rain. I'm the eye of the storm tonight, tearing through the dark and blinding white. You can hear me roar, feel the ground ignite. I'm the eye of the storm tonight. You said calm down while the window shook, but I'm past calm, that page is torn from the book. Thunder in my ribs, drums hit, walls vibrate. If this is how I break, then let the sky participate. I'm the eye of the storm tonight,
5 mile to the turn off.
Every crash says live, every flash says act fast. Ah, it's a vile old day though, isn't it? It's turned into a real horror. A real mucky old day. Not to worry, we're still doing alright. Ugh. Have that back down though. Water splashing in my face. Blah. Not a fan of cold showers. Let's leave this place behind. Carry on our way. Rain's eased off. That's good. I think this is the weather for us now for the rest of the afternoon. It's pretty much bitten into the day now, hasn't it? Yuck. Never mind, we just got to put up with it and ride through it. There's nothing we can do about it. Twist about it, that's about it. Whinge on. So we're going to push through here, and we're going to get back to the middle of the borders, the middle of the right on the Scottish border, but the middle area, and kind of come in, I guess, probably Newcastleton way. Oh, good grief! That's a nice old church, isn't it? What? Wait a second. I know this place. How do I know this place?
know this place. I know this place. Why do I know this place? Why do I know this place? And why? Flight 103. This is where the cockpit fell. I knew the place. I probably would have never recognised it coming the other way. Oh my God. Poor people. Dear. Oh my goodness. I can't stay here all day. I have to go. It's upsetting enough as it is without getting soaked to the skin looking at it. I knew. Right. That's thrown me a bit, I have to say. Wow. Come on. I don't really feel like riding very much now. I guess we got to, haven't we? Can't stay here the rest of my life. I don't think they'll let me live in the church. Well, I have to say, I mean, that's knocked the wind out of my sails a bit. I wasn't expecting to see that. Upset me a bit, actually. It's kind of knocked me a bit, I have to say. I'm a bit wobbly. I think of what happened there, and the whole, I mean, I remember after the Lockerbie disaster, after the clipper Maiden of the Seas landed on Lockerbie, or most of it landed on Lockerbie, I remember driving up the M74 a few weeks afterwards, and the part of the town it landed on 2 bits, as I remember, 2 or 3 bits. You could see from the motorway just huge gouges, like just somebody dug huge gouge across the town like that. You see it quite clearly from the M74. And even then I was on my little 125. I don't know what I was doing up there, but I was up there for some reason, probably just doing what I'm doing today, mooching about. As is my want. And I saw that and thought, oh my goodness, and I always remember that. I always remember that from the M74 when I drive up, when I pass Lockerbie. I remember that view. But I've never been along this road. And that's where the cockpit landed. Just outside that church, in that field. Oh dear. I didn't expect to see that. I didn't even know what I was looking at, but something felt like I'd been there before, or I'd seen it before, and I haven't. I've never been along this road. But just coming around that corner and seeing the church on one side and the rise of the field next to it, and the closer you got, the stronger the visual is. So, yeah. Those poor people. I'm going to put that into a video. Well, my mood matches the day now, at least. Cheer myself up with some road riding.